Good day, my dear students. I am Ma'am Lyra, your GE1 instructor. Now we are going to discuss the very most important topic in understanding the self. After we discover or exploring ourselves from physical, sexual, material, spiritual, and our Filipino identity, we are now here in how to take good care of ourselves, which is napaka-importante para sa ating mental well-being. Having self-care or love would also affect your relationship to others. 'Di ba? Sabi nga nila, how would you love, care, and understand other people if you yourself can't have these abilities? In relation to our topic, listening to your body is essential for you to take good care of yourself. Lalo na alam mong may something ka nang nafe-feel sa body mo, sa emotion mo, and sa changes na behavior mo, or even in your cognitive, no, your thinking. Kaya it's important na maging aware ka sa mga aspeto na ito para alam mo kung ano yung gagawin mong action. And now, we will talk about here the main source kung bakit tayo minsan napapagod, minsan hindi natin maintindihan yung sarili natin, at kapag nagpatong-patong na yung mga problema at yung gagawin natin, yun yung tinatawag na nasi-stress kayo. So, ano yung mga stressors ninyo? Ano yung mga responses ng body ninyo, ng cognitive ninyo, ng emotions ninyo and behavior? What are your sources of coping? And also your strength and how to take good care of yourself. According to CDCP, or the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there are actually the top 5 situations or problems that our teens kayo no face nowadays. And ito yung usually na lima na kung ano yung nasa-struggling ninyo na mga situation or problem. First, we have the depression, bullying, academic problems, peer pressure, and social media. Here in depression, it's in today's generation, napakadali lang ma-depress ang mga tao. Konting problema, nadidepress, and because of also the social media. No, madami tayong mga bagay na nakukuha sa social media kung bakit tayo nade-depress. Maybe because we have this kind of online pressure, no? And yung coping natin minsan is online na rin. No, we tend to express more of ourselves online. Yung mga problema natin na supposedly dapat sinishare natin para hindi burden no, sa atin. Instead na i-share, magkaroon ng positive coping, is ang nangyayari ay pinupost natin siya. Maybe for attention or maybe it's just a relief lang to express or malabas lang yung galit mo. But expressing in social media would actually lessen no yung bigat ng nararamdaman mo, pero minsan nakakadagdag din siya no, kasi if you share in social media, you are actually not sharing for yourself, but also you have to extend your feelings or your expression sa ibang tao. Kaya nagkakaroon ng access yung ibang tao sa buhay mo, kung ano yung nangyayari sa iyo, and they will share opinion about you. And of course, sometimes hindi natin maiwasan ang magkaroon ng mga unsolicited or uninvited advices. Here in depression, maybe just take care lang sa tinatawag natin na self-diagnosis. You need a psychologist or a doctor para masabi mo na you are a depressed person. No? Depression is a clinical term. Marami tayong mga disorders under this depression. No? We have the bipolar, the major depressive, or depression disorder and depressive disorders. And you need a psychologist or a psychiatrist para alam mo and you will have a proper diagnosis. You know what, just um, meron din to siyang criteria, no? Or kumbaga kapag nagre-report kayo, may rubrics kayo para makapasa kayo or makuha nyo yung quota ng perfect score. So dito rin sa depression, meron siyang criteria na tinatawag. Like for example, ilang weeks, ilang months ba nararamdaman, ano yung mga symptoms mo, did you bet 6 any of the symptoms no, under this criteria, and yung behavior mo ba is nakakapahamak ka na ng tao or ikaw mismo, nagkakaroon ka na ba ng self-harm or you feel extreme distress, and napansin mo ba na ang behavior mo is hindi na normal no, kumpara sa ibang tao. Next is bullying. Bullying, we have types of bullying, and this is a serious topic, no? We have physical, verbal, social, cyberbullying, racial bullying, religious bullying, sexual bullying, and of course, we have this disability bullying. Bullying is rampant sa mga bata, especially sa elementary school or elementary students. I don't know here in college if still, pero meron kasi tayong tinatawag ngayon na cyberbullying, no? Na kahit hindi mo nakikita yung tao, pero you tend to bully or ikaw mismo nabubully through social media. Pero be careful with this kasi pwede tayong makulong, no? It's actually a law, no? Ang paglabag sa mga ganitong or paggawa ng mga ganitong mga gawain. And next is academic problems. I think this is the timely situation na kinakaharap nyo ngayon na academic problems because of the upcoming final exams, what else, mga requirements ninyo, ganyan, and mga napatong-pato na mga requirements na kung saan malapit na, no? Doon pa natin ginagawa. So talagang ito na talaga yung characteristics natin. You know what? It's kinda um, applicable sa ibang tao, no, na mas gumagana or nagiging active yung kanilang gagawin kapag malapit na yung deadline. Is it actually a healthy habit or not? For me, I experienced this also. Yung kung saan malapit na, doon pa ako gagawa. Pero actually, it's not a healthy habit. It is a sign of procrastination. No? And kahit na sinabi mo, nakaya ko siya within 5 minutes, nakastudy ko siya, meron ka talagang paring makalimutan, no? Makakalimutan na single detail or maraming details pa na sana nagawa or nadagdagan ko man noong malayo pa ang deadline. So it is not actually a healthy habit or healthy routine sa inyo na kung saan is gumagana lang yung utak niyo, kung saan marami nang ginagawa. No? And it's actually will cause stress to you kasi mapipressure kayo kasi malapit ang deadline. Next is peer pressure. It is when a group of people influence each other to conform to the group's behavior, attitudes, and norms. Ano yung ginagawa ng mga ka-peer mo, ano ginagawa ng mga ka-society mo. Diba may tinatawag tayo na family pressure, no? Kung saan napipressure ka sa expectation ng family ko sa'yo. Now, you are doing good in class every day and every now and then you will graduate in 4 years. Those are family pressures in you. Pero, nape-pressure din pala tayo sa mga peers natin. And the peers may pressure us into doing something you are uncomfortable with. No? Kasi nga, feeling mo hindi ka nakakasabay sa kanila. No, lalo na siguro yung mga high schools, no? They would feel na yung parang nape-pressure sila kasi wala pa silang ganito, yung kung yung mga behavior ng mga classmate nila is ibang-iba sa iyo and you will feel pressure. Sometimes, nagiging bad behavior siya because meron tayong mga peers na hindi natin actually friends, no? Yang talagang na ano ka lang, nadala ka lang sa kanila, sa vibe nila. So here we have examples of you are you are uncomfortable with, no? Nagkakaroon ng shoplifting, doing drugs or drinking, no? Hindi ka umiinom pero since nasa party kayo and then lahat ng barkada mo umiinom. Stress, stressors, and responses. Stress is the physical and the mental response to a stressor. Ano naman ang stressor? Ang stressor, ito yung specific person, place, or situation that causes the stress. For example, stress ka sa academics. What particular academic? No? Kung saan ka stress? Ano yung naging stressor mo doon sa academic? So maybe the subject, the requirements. So yun yung stressor mo. No? And another example is stress ka sa family problem nyo. So ano yung magiging stressor nun? Ano yung magiging particular family problem ang tinutukoy mo na kung bakit ka stress, no? Is it financial? Or di kaya there is a particular person in your family member na kung kanino ka stress. Ang response naman is how would you response? Ano yung magiging response ng sarili mo kapag nasistress ka? Remember, marami tayong mga iba-iba yung paraan natin or iba-iba yung manifestations ng body natin kung kapag nasistress tayo. No? For me, example lang, no, malalaman ko na stress ako aside sa iniisip ko, no, or nagkakasakit ako, ganyan, nalalaman ko kapag I am in an intense stress due to my skin condition. No? So, magdadayan siya, babalik yung mga, yung parang, yung familiar with alap-up, no? Ganyan, pwede rin siya alap-up actually. So, it is something, it's a skin condition, no, na kapag nasistress ako, ito talaga yung manifestation ko. So, nagsusugat-sugat yung skin ko sa legs, no, and it will create a parang dry, no, dry talaga siya tingnan, and mas lalong nakahalata yung mga white spot doon sa skin ko. No? So, thankfully na lang wala siya sa mukha, no? Dito lang talaga sa arm, sa likod, and then sa paa. Okay, stress. Get a 1/2 crosswise. No? Let's have an activity and you will pass it when mag-meet tayo. Get a 1/2 crosswise. Please write your stress and stressors right now. Sa ngayon, ano ba yung nakakapag-stress sa inyo? Kung wala naman, it's okay. Pwede nyo pa rin isulat, no, na wala kayong stress, no, sana all. And, okay, in 1/2 crosswise, 1/2 siya kasi by activity or question pa ako sa next, no. In your 1/2, write kung ano man yung nagpapastress sa inyo ngayon. And if gusto nyo maging specific, so ano yung mga stressors ninyo. Okay. After yung isulat yon, let's define the stress. Stress is the term used to denote physical, emotional, cognitive, and behavioral responses to events that are threatening or challenging. No? Ang stress is naapektuhan talaga ang ating physical, ating emotion, ang ating cognitive, no? Minsan nagiging makakalimutin tayo, nagkakaroon tayo ng poor memory, no? Lalo na kapag stress ka siguro sa pag-study, sa pag-review, sa exam ninyo, and then wala kang pahinga. So may tendency na hindi mo talaga ma-memorize, no? Yung mga dapat pag-aralan mo kasi nga nasi-stress ka, nagba-blocking na yung memory mo sa mga words na dapat i-familiarize mo. And nagkakaroon din tayo na nag-iiba yung ating behavioral responses sa isang situation. Kapag nakaka-meet tayo or nakaka-encounter tayo ng anything na unpleasant or undesirable or threatening events. In physical problem, unusual fatigue, nagkakaroon tayo ng madali tayong napapagod kahit pagising ninyo ilang oras na, pero bakit pagod pa rin tayo? No? Siguro kasi kulang din yung tulog ninyo, o di kaya bago kayo patulog, nag-overthink pa kayo na imbes matulog na lang, and that is the time for your body and your brain, lalo na upgraded yun, na makapagpahinga kayo, no? Para sleep would help you to revive kasi ulit, maging masigla kayo ulit, no? And para bumalik yung proper. In physical problem, unusual fatigue, nagkakaroon tayo ng madali tayong napapagod kahit pagising ninyo ilang oras na, pero bakit pagod pa rin tayo? No? Siguro kasi kulang din yung tulog ninyo, o di kaya bago kayo patulog, nag-overthink pa kayo na imbes matulog na lang, and that is the time for your body and your brain, lalo na upgraded yun, na makapagpahinga kayo, no? Para sleep would help you to revive kasi ulit, maging masigla kayo ulit, no? And para bumalik yung proper cognition ninyo, pagising ninyo ulit. But sometimes, bakit minsan napapagod pa rin tayo kahit pagising natin? Maybe because before ka matulog, na-overthink ka pa, which is magpapahinga na sana, and then kaya pagising mo, you are very stressed, no? Parang you feel tired, o di kaya nagsa-cellphone ka pa bago matulog. It should be 1 hour before you sleep, no? Wala nang gadget yan para makapagpahinga na rin yung utak mo. And then sleeping problems. It's either hindi ka na makatulog sa tamang oras, no? Imbes na 6 to 8 hours, pero nagiging 3 hours na lang. So kayo ba, ilang oras ba yung tulog ninyo, no? Or di kaya hindi kayo makatulog kasi nga because of the gadget, ang laking impact ng gadget or ng mga device doon sa sleeping problem natin. And did you know 5 hours sleep, no, is prone to depression and anxiety. We also have frequent cold and nausea. Frequent colds muna, no? Common ito kapag nasi-stress ka talaga, nagkakasakit ang mga tao. Umuubo ka, sinisipon ka, no? Just like me today, no? And so, stress din siguro, no? Kasi nga, o di kaya sa panahon din, no? And na nausea, no? Na pagpasok mo lang dito, pagpasok mo lang sa classroom, nahihilo ka na kasi pagpasok mo lang parang nati-trigger ka na. Wow, ang dami requirements, no? Clearance, hindi pa nababayaran na fines, tuition, no? So, sometimes nahihilo ka kasi nakakalimutan mo na yung kumain kasi nga stress ka, no? And then nahihilo ka. And even chest pain. So, alam mo pag nararamdaman yun, yung dito sa dibdib yun, di ba? Minsan parang may kumukurot, no? So, actually, it's a manifestation of stress also, no? Na parang, it's a normal day, wala kang iniisip, pero 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 parang naka-feel ka ng kirot diyan sa dibdib mo. So actually it's a ano din effect ng stress sa'yo. People under stress react differently. Pacing, no? Itong pacing, no, sometimes yung para siyang back and forth, no? You walk with regular steps in one direction and then back again. Usually kapag worried ka or nervous ka, no? Pansin nyo kapag siguro kung sino na naka-experience dito kapag you are in an event tapos tense na tense ka, no, lakad ka ng lakad, back and forth, tayo ka ng tayo, kumukuha ng tubig, hindi ka naman nauuhaw, no? So actually it's yan yung mga reactions natin kapag we are under stress. And another one is eating too much, no? Kaya meron tayong tinatawag na stress eating kasi yun yung coping natin to eat. But it's not, pero pag nasobrahan, it would not be healthy anymore. Kasi baka kain na tayo ng kain, sweets, fats, no? So, nakaka-apekto din yun sa health natin. Crying a lot, no? Umiiyak parate, konting trigger, umiiyak, konting naalala mo, umiiyak, no? Ganyan. Smoking and drinking. According to research, ang smoking and drinking, usually ito yung pinaka-common na coping ng mga lalaki, no? Smoking and drinking. Pero to tell you, it's not a positive coping, but it's a negative coping mechanism, ang smoking and drinking, kasi it will just provide you a short happiness, no? Panandali ang kaligayahan lang, and then tomorrow, problema na naman. No? So actually, it's not a healthy coping mechanism for guys, for girls, no, to have this. Pwede naman siya pang parelax lang, pero at the end of the day, babalik ka din sa problema mo. Ano yung magiging solusyon mo, no? And kapag too much naman, of course, nakakaapekto din yon sa health mo. Sometimes people under stress is nagiging violente tayo. No, we hit others, or sometimes natuthrow tayo ng mga bagay, no? Kapag stress ka, kapag siguro minsan mga teachers natin sa classroom, kapag nagagalit sila sa mga bata nila, kahit anong mga makita nila on their table is natatapon nila eraser, chalk, whiteboard, no? Kasi nga si stress ka na. And sabi nga dito, iba-iba yung ano natin, yung pag-respond natin kapag nasi-stress tayo. So, minsan may mga tao din talaga na kapag hindi na matiis, talagang tinatapon na nila yung mga bagay na makita nila. Doon, siguro, no, example, pinaka, sa taong, nagagalit sila. No? Pero sa atin, pinipili rin natin, no? Alam nga naman kung magalit ka sa teacher mo sa harapan, no? Uh, Kasi nainis ka, tapunan mo naman sa harapan doon tapunan mo ng mga ballpen, no? Kasi kapag ganyan, kung magkaya may cases, so there is a problem on your anger management, no? And actually, kapag parati kang galit, no, sa konting bagay, it will create a disorder as well. Ang tawag doon ay disruptive disorder, no? It involves parang difficulty controlling your emotions and behaviors, lagi kang irritable, and it can lead to behaviors that are threat to others and social norms. Okay. And emotionally, we are affected. No? Kapag stress tayo, people experience anxiety, depression, fear, and irritability. Kahit normal lang na irritability, no? Like for example, may itatanong lang yung classmate mo sa'yo na, unsay next na report? Amot si mo ay? No? Yung mga ganyan. So parang, if you're the person na tinanungan, tapos stress pa talaga yung person na tinanungan mo, usually hindi yun ang kanyang sinasagot. So halata talaga na nasistress yung tao because they will always show anger and frustration din sa mga bagay-bagay na hindi nila nagawa. People experience mental symptoms as well when they are stressed, problems in memory, poor decisions, poor making decisions, and lost their sense of humor. Stress is normal, stress is necessary, and stress is unavoidable. Kahit saan actually nakaka-experience tayo ng stress, no? Hindi naman siya too much, no? Mas delikado talaga kapag too much na talaga, no? Kapag ilang days mo na siya inaisip or ilang weeks na hindi mo pa siya nasusolve. Stress is unavoidable. Kahit nga pag upo mo pa lang sa tricycle, bakit ang tagal-tagal ni manong driver mag mag-alis, late na ako, no? So, yun, stress pa rin yun siya. No? Kahit na sa mga, even sa mga paghahanap mo ng one-fourth dyan, kung walang nabigay sa'yo, stress ka pa rin. So, it is actually unavoidable. Nakadepende lang sa atin yan kung paano natin siya bibigyan ng action or ng response. No? Kaya gaya ng sinabi natin kanina sa previous slides na um, different yung pag-tolerate natin sa stress, different yung pag-response natin, different din yung coping natin. May mga tao na kapag nasa stress, feeling nyo parang wala lang naman sa kanya, no? Kasi nga okay yung coping mechanism niya. May mga tao naman din talaga na kapag stress, no, nakikita talaga sa kanila physically. And stress is normal, no, kasi it's actually ano lang na ano yan din parang physiological response natin sa isang bagay para magkaroon tayo ng motivation na gawin yun siya. Okay? And at times, stress is pleasant stress or negative stress. We have actually three types of stress. Okay, first is the pleasant stress or the eustress. So, can you give me an example here in your one half again? Can you give me an example? Sa'yo talaga ha, your own example, ikaw mismo yung nakaramdam, no? You can give me an example of a positive stress or eustress. Any situational example and isulat nyo lang sa one half niyo. Okay, let's define pleasant stress or eustress. Pleasant stress or eustress experienced by one's body as an unpleasant stimulus but becomes a source of motivation. No? It's like you are stressed of doing this because of the threatening situation or unpleasant stimulus, pero alam mo na ang result nito is something positive. Or alam mo na itong ginagawa mo is something your motivation para ma-achieve yung goal mo. This happens, matatawag mo na yung stress yung nararamdaman mo o yung stress mo when the achievement of a goal is expected. No? Example, board exam, mag-review ka, you are very stressed when you are mag-review. And then, ang kapalit naman nun, doon sa stress na yun, is nakapasa ka. No? Another example, wedding. Stress kayo but sa wedding plans ninyo, but you are happy because it's your day. You and your partner, araw yun. And another is that kapag nagre-reporting kayo, no, stress kayo sa topic na yun, para nahihirapan ka to express or to explain the topic, pero praise ka na teacher mo, and that is actually a eustress. So, paano kung yung stress na yon habang nasistress ka and then hindi mo na-achieve yung expected goal mo? Ano naman ang tawag doon? So, it is a negative stress or distress. Distress causes pain in the mind and in the body that makes the person literally sick. And this results from hopelessness and helplessness caused by the stressor. Kung doon naman sa eustress, It will happen kapag maganda yung result, kapag ina-expect mo talaga na positive yung result mo. Dito naman sa distress is that during the phase no nasistress ka, the result there is nagiging hopeless ka because of the result. Nagiging helpless ka because sa nangyari. We have an example here no sa eustress and distress. Like in eustress, moving to a new home, it could be a stressful moving out, no? Like mag-impake, ano pa bang impake, baka may nakalimutan, pero you are transferring sa iyong sariling bahay, sa iyong bagong bahay. Then, having a baby, it's a eustress, no? It so very it's not easy to carry a baby for 9 months, and then paglabas niyan magkakaroon ka pa talaga ng postpartum kapag walang support sa mga support system mo, pero it's actually a blessing at the same time kasi iba talaga kung nasisilayan mo na yung baby mo, your own baby, no, pag uwi ka na galing sa bahay, galing sa work, I mean, no, galing sa work, o di kaya stress na stress ka, pero isang ngiti lang ng baby mo is parang nawawala na yung pagod mo. O, baby na baby ha, o, hindi yung ibang baby. O, pwede naman din sila, yung stress din sila, no? O, then, distress, abuse, of course, losing a job because you will feel helpless after that, getting a divorce, coping with addiction, mental health issues, natural disasters. No? These are some examples of eustress and distress. Next is the new stress. Okay, in your one half again, can you give me an example of this? New stress. I-label nyo lang ha, kanina, ano yung mga stress or stressors, and then examples ng mga eustress mo, and then, again, example of the new stress. Your own situational example or real life example ninyo. New stress, let's define new stress. It is a neutral or negative stress caused by a disturbing event that does not affect a person directly, but it may trigger anxiety, sadness, fear, and another stressful feeling. Ito naman yung mga stress na witness ka lang, pero naapektuhan ka na. Ganun yung short definition nun. No? You're not the direct person na naapektuhan ng stress na yon, pero because na-witness mo siya, narinig mo siya, no, and then nagiging ano na siya sa'yo, nag-extend yung effect ng stress sa'yo. Pero it is actually mild lang, no. The response is mild because you are not directly involved. No, for example, panood ka ng Senate hearing, nagagalit ka doon sa isang congressman, no? O di kaya sa isang board doon, nagagalit ka, no? Tapos kapag traffic, no? Ano pa ba? O di kaya kapag may share yung classmate mo or friend mo about sa kanya, and then you tend to nagagalit din sa taong hindi mo pa nami-meet, no? So, talagang kahit hindi ikaw yung punteriya ng stress na yun, kahit hindi ikaw nakakadama nun, pero you feel na nakikipagsimpatya ka doon sa nararamdaman ng na-witness mo or ng kaibigan mo. Okay, so in your one half, please give an example about this, a specific and real-life example. Now, let's move on to the sources of stress. Ano ba yung mga common na source ng stress natin? Acute stress responses in young and healthy individuals may be adaptive and typically do not impose a health burden. If the threat is unremitting, particularly in older or unhealthy individuals, the long-term effects of stressors can damage your health. Kaya mas maganda no, bata pa lang kayo is alam nyo na idisiplina yung sarili ninyo. No, huwag nyo nang hintayin na maging 30 na kayo, maging 40 na kayo, saka nyo maisipan na maging healthy. Sometimes may mga taong nagiging successful no in doing this sa mga ganyan na age, pero may mga ibang tao is nahihirapan. Or even in your social support system, dapat maging careful din kayo. For young adults, stressors may come from the following: school demands and expectations, separation anxiety, This is common in childhood anxiety disorder or the SAD, no, the separation anxiety disorder. So nagiging disorder na siya kapag ano na siya no, yung nagkakaroon na talaga ng anxiety, no, or any symptoms na na mamimit dito sa separation anxiety disorders. This is ang common ano dito is it is um, separation from the attachment figure. So kapag naka-feel ka ng separation doon sa attachment figure mo, your significant other, nagkakaroon ka ng excessive concern, worry, or excessive fear, no? Baka may mangyari sa iyo, may mangyari sa kanya. Yan. Romantic relationship or the lack of it. So nakaka-stress din pala yung wala kang relationship. Pero depende pa rin yan. Then, family demands and expectations and demands of social life. No? So, nakaka-stress din pala yung mga pinapagawa ng society sa inyo, no? Na you should be a member of this, you should be involved in this kind of community. And then, ikaw na hindi ganon, so parang isa din yun sa mga stressors mo, demands of social life. Psychological stress. Okay. Isa sa mga sources of stress natin is number one, psychological stress. Ano yung mga psychological stress na yun? We have frustration, pressure, trauma, conflict, and change. In frustration, it pertains to emotional state caused when one is blocked from attaining a goal. May gusto kang i-achieve but because of your maybe your routine, your activity, no, hindi mo siya na-achieve, no, you want to pass this exam, you want to pass the board exam, you want to pass this requirement, pero na-frustrate ka kasi hindi mo na-achieve yung goal mo in a uh, particular, particular plan mo doon sa kung ano yung gagawin mo, no? Naka-set na yan sa mind mo na ito yung isa-submit mo, but siguro may nangyari along the way, and then it will cost in blocking your goal. Kaya ka na-frustrate. Pressure, okay, faced with personal responsibilities that impose on one's abilities. Kahit hindi mo naman siya dapat gawin, pero kailangan mo kasi nga because of the demands, no? And because baka yung and because of your mindset na baka hindi na nila ako pansinin ng mga kaibigan ko pag hindi ko to gawin. And then trauma. Trauma, marami tayong types of trauma, sexual trauma, physical trauma, emotional trauma, no? And sometimes nagiging normal reaction na yung trauma sa atin kasi nasanay yung body natin na tinatanggap yung ganitong abuse, no, sa sarili natin, and hindi yon maganda, no, kasi kung if the kasi may tendency na yung tao na nagko-cause ng trauma sa'yo, hindi mo maiwan-iwanan. Kasi nga, parang nasanay na yung emotional state mo at yung body state mo dun sa ganun na situation, no? And isa sa mga dahilan nito is yung partner mo rin maybe or yung tao na yon na nagko-cause sa'yo ng trauma is ginagaslight ka, no? Or di kaya the simple term there is minamanipulate ka, no? And conflict, serious disagreement or argument between people or maybe group, nakaka-stress din yun. Change, no? Changes in your behavior, including your social withdrawal, feeling of sadness, frustration, loss of emotional control, inability to rest, and your self-esteem. There are major categories of stress. Number one, we have daily life hassle. No, pagpasok mo pa lang sa school, you have this late ka na nagigising, nagmamadali ka, then major life events, internal stressors like your lifestyle choices. Ito na yung mga mahilig ka ba sa kape, mahilig, no? 3 cups a day ka ba sa kape? So, it actually will create stress to you, lack of sleep, overloaded schedule. Negative self. Yung thinking mo din is nakaka-apekto din sa stress mo kung lagi kang negative. Lagi kang nag-analyze sa mga problema hindi mo na dapat iniisip. Kasi in the first place, wala ka namang lugar doon sa iniisip na yun, no? So, bakit ka you tend, actually, may mga person din talaga na ganito, no? Konting problema lang. So, grabe mag-analyze, grabe mag-overthink, no? Nasa future na sila to think na yung present mo nang isipin mo, ano yung solution mo to that problem. Mind traps, setting unrealistic expectation, or the all nothing thinking, no, you the all nothing thinking is a cognitive distortion ng isang tao na kung saan dalawa lang yung iniisip mo. It's either kung may gagawin ka success, or kung hindi naman failure agad, no. Your performance was perfect or terrible. If you are not 100%, then you are zero, no. All or nothing, or the all nothing thinking. Personality traits, no? Yung pagiging perfectionist mo, pagiging workaholic mo, it's not a good talaga na behavior, no? Yung pagiging perfectionist kasi nasa-stress ka din. No? Konting papel lang dyan sa table mo na magulo, no? Stress ka na. Kapag hindi mo na-achieve yung trabaho mo, stress ka na. So, it's actually a stressor din sa inyo. So, what are the effects of stress? Negative, of course. It affects on physical and psychological well-being of the person. Positive because it will serve as your motivation, and you have the ability to deal with stressful situation. So it could be either negative or positive. These are the symptoms of stress. In physical symptoms, usually poor performance, increased sickness, cold and sweaty palms, headache or backache, jaw pain, heartburn, diarrhea. In behavioral symptoms, increased use of alcohol or drugs, difficult relationships, reduced social contact, poor judgment or indecision, loss of appetite, irritability, and tearfulness. Stress-related illness naman, kapag hindi mo na properly adjust, no, yung stress mo, expect mo talaga na magkakaroon siya ng serious effect sa health mo. No? And by the way, I forgot this. Di ba sabi kanina, stress is normal. So, paano kung hindi na normal? Ang tawag niyan is burnout. No? So, we have actually a test about that, no? Na kung ano na ba yung stress level mo, or burnout ka na ba talaga na matawag. No? And ito yung usually na mga, mga related illness sa stress, the cardio, immune system, asthma, diabetes, memory loss, ulcers, skin complaints or psoriasis, headaches and migraines, eating disorders, and depression. And now, how would you cope with your stress? So in your one half again, can you give me something, no, na yung coping ninyo na kayo lang, no? Kasi here we have two. Pero can you give me something specific kung ano yung ginagawa mo every time na stress ka, no? Okay. So kayo bahala if it's and identify it if it is positive or negative. According to books, no, we have actually, or according to mga theories, sa mga psychologists, we have actually two effective coping with stress. Problem-focused coping and the emotion-focused coping. The problem-focused coping, the person focus on the specific problem that has occurred and find ways of changing or avoiding it in the future. People use problem-focused coping in stressful situations, show lower levels of depression, both during and after the stressful happening. Ibig sabihin, kapag once na dumating na yung challenges, no, or the threatened situation sa'yo, you tend to focus on the problem solution. Para in the future, pag darating yun na problema ulit, is alam mo na kung paano i-cope and paano siya i-avoid in the future. The person focus on specific problem. Ano ba talaga yung problema mo? Saan galing yung problema mo? And then, ano yung gagawin ko in this particular problem? There are strategies, no? Here, first is define the problem. Number two, create solutions. Ramihan mo ng solutions para kung hindi successful si plan A, plan B ka. Then so on and so forth. Weigh the alternative in relation to cost and benefit. Make sure that solution is nakabalanse din sa means mo. Na alam mo magagawa mo pa rin ito, no? And alam mo meron akong ganito, kaya ito yung naging solution ko. And choose the best alternative. After mo ma-enumerate yung mga alternative solutions mo or possible na mga solutions mo, choose the best choice, no? Choose the best alternative to that solution, to that problem. And then, the most important thing here is to implement, take an action. No? So, hindi ka lang mag-choose. You need to take an action para magawa mo yung solution na yon sa problem mo. Another one is the emotion-focused coping. Sa emotion-focused coping naman, the person focused on reducing the emotion related to that stressful situation, even if the situation itself cannot be changed. May mga pangyayari din talaga sa buhay natin, no, na kapag nangyari na, hindi mo na talaga mababago. So, ano yung makokontrol mo? Since hindi mo na makontrol yung situation, ang makokontrol mo na lang is yung emotion mo and yung behavior mo kung paano ka mag-respond doon sa situation na yon. And it's kind of coping pa rin, no? Nakaka-relieve pa rin yun ng stress mo kasi instead na mag-focus ka doon sa negative, no, negative reaction mo toward that threatened situation, but you focus on reducing that. Kung ikaw yung tao na aware ka sa emotion mo, mataas yung emotional awareness mo, you tend to not overwhelm of that negative. But your goal agad-agad is to reduce that emotion. Kung galit ka, for example, may kausap ka, no, nagkaroon na ng conflict, ganyan. You want to burst out, but of course you are aware and parang yung galit na yun is hindi tama para ibulgar mo doon sa situation na yon. And you tend to be calm, no? You reduce your emotion to that. And kalmahin mo muna kung dumating man kayo sa pangyayaring ganyan, count 10 seconds or maybe 5 or 10 na lang para medyo matagal, no? 10 seconds, take a deep breath, inhale, exhale. Okay, and then huminahon ka, no? And yung shinare ko about dun sa the five senses, no? Kapag nasa-stress ka na, ganyan, may pupuntahan ka, and then you panic, ganyan, ganyan. So, gamitin mo yung coping tool na 5, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, no? Ito yung notice 5 things you can see, notice 4 things you can feel, notice 3 things you can hear, notice 2 things you can smell, and notice 1 thing you can taste. It will actually help you ease anxiety, feel calm, and it will keep you grounded, no? And it will help you focus on the present moment by connecting with each of these 5 senses. People use this to prevent their negative emotions, no, yung emotion-focused coping, from overcoming them and making them not able to take action in solving the problems. Kaya yung mga nawi-witness natin sa kalsada, kapag talagang nasistress sila, di ba? Yaw-yaw doon, then suntukan, yun yung mga taong mababa ang kanilang emotional awareness, yung kanilang emotional intelligence, no? Mababa din yung kanilang emotional focus coping. No, kasi they will take actions agad doon sa pag ano ng problema, and then yung action na din talaga yun is negative pa talaga. There are ways of coping with negative emotions. Meron tayong tinatawag na behavioral coping strategy, in behavioral coping strategy, when one learns how to rearrange one situation in ways that minimize effect of stressors or paying attention to the total weight of stressors and keep them with manageable limits. This includes time management, o kung sinong nagpo-procrastinate dyan, by following a more strict schedule or enrolling in study course to learn skill efficiently. Learn lang ng learn, no, para ito, isakit talaga to ng mga after ng mga student after graduation, no? Yan parang nawawalan sila ng gana, kasi nga parang na-unlearn na rin yung mga natutunan nila from school. But to continue, no? To continue that kind of behavior na hindi ka mawala ng gana, enroll yourself, no? Marami tayong mga online na mga courses ngayon na pwede mo pag i-involve sa sarili mo. And of course, seminars, so attending seminars. Time management is very important, no? You will buy or create your own weekly planner, monthly planner, or daily planner kung saan isusulat mo doon. Of course, una-una, hindi pa talaga yan successful. It's a process talaga. Lalo na kapag hindi ka ma-arrange na tao, hindi ka ma-organize na tao. No, but because of you want to change that kind of behavior, that unpleasant behavior, no, na nagko-cause ng stress sa'yo, kailangan mo din talagang maging eager dun sa mga coping strategy na gusto mong baguhin yung ganun na negative behavior mo. Another one is the cognitive coping strategy. It involves changing how people interpret the stressors, how help people think more calmly. When we say cognitive, diba, it's in our thought processes. No, it will help you to think rationally and be objective dun sa mga stress mo na nai-encounter mo, no? And it's all about interpretation, no? Dun sa situation na yon, hindi ka mag-jump again into negative thinking or irrational thoughts or yung tinatawag natin ng mga cognitive bias. Huwag mo na tayong mag-jump into that because the cognitive coping strategy will help you to interpret first the situation. Anong nangyari, no? And it will keep you more think rationally. It replaces your negative or tragic thinking with thoughts that the stressors are seen as challenges and not threats to your self-esteem. Another one is the physical coping strategy. So I think kung hindi ka comfortable sa behavioral, sa cognitive, pwede ito. So I think kung ma-physical ka na tao, mahilig ka mag-exercise, no? People cope with stress by changing their physical responses before, during, or after stressors occur. The use of drugs or other prescribed chemicals to reduce temporary shock. Kung meron naman tayong mga gamot din, no, to lessen. But of course, hindi din natin i depende yung sarili natin sa mga gamot as always. And in physical coping, it includes meditation, relaxation, training, exercise, and meditation. So that's, no, yan yung mga paraan natin na para ma-cope yung stress natin. It's either you would focus on the problem or sa emotion. And then sa emotion, meron tayong tatlo, the physical, cognitive, and the behavioral coping strategy. Self-care during stressful times, no? I have some, na-research ko lang din to, no? Merong mga suggestions dito. Create a plan. It's about self-care na ha. Create a plan, no? Create kung ano man yung mag-create ka na isang bagay na nakaka-effect sa'yo na nagiging productive ka. Reach out to your good friends. Exercise. Read. Kung hindi ka palabasan, listening to music. Take a deep breath, go outside, no? So, kung iwanan mo muna yung cellphone mo dyan, no? Take a deep breath sa nature, pagising sa umaga, no? Take a relaxing bath, eat a delicious meal or snack, and pray and or meditate. Okay, so meron tayo dito tinatawag na self-compassion break. Think of a situation in your life that is difficult, that is causing you stress. Call the situation to mind and see if you can actually feel the stress and emotional discomfort in your body. So merong process dito. Say to yourself, this is a moment of suffering. That's mindfulness. Other options, this hurts, this painful, this feels difficult. Yung parang iramdam mo muna, no? I-validate mo muna kung ano yung nafe-feel mo. No, na you know it hurts, it's painful, no? It's really difficult. No, let your body muna and your mind feel it na yun yung kasi vulnerable lang man din tayo if we are stressed, no? So we just feel the emotion. Ano yung emotion na nafe-feel mo at that moment, no? It's okay to 'di ba, solution agad ganyan, but of course hindi din natin i-validate yung nararamdaman natin. Say to yourself, suffering is a part of life. That's common. Humanity. Other people feel this way. I am not alone. We all struggle in our lives. Place your hand on your heart and say to yourself, may I be kind to myself. That is self-compassion. No? May I give myself the love and compassion I need. May I forgive myself. May I be patient with myself. So, yan yung tinatawag natin na self-compassion break. Take a break for less than 5 minutes and show yourself some compassion. Hindi naman tayo superhuman, no? We can do anything but not everything. Just one step at a time. Kung hindi kaya, alam naman natin na hindi natin masabay-sabay lahat, no? So just kapag pagod na, take a break, take a moment na mag-rest muna, and then back to work. Alam niyo yung partition ng minutes sa pag-work, no? Like for example, in 25 minutes, gawin mo to, 10 minutes break, another 25 minutes, is another na naman ng mga task kapag alam mo na nagpatong-patong na yung mga gagawin mo. And eventually, matatapos mo rin yung gawa mo. Just have a discipline lang in time. And then, and also keep hydrated. Coffee will help you, but not too much. But of course, hindi naman lahat is nagko-coffee din talaga. Just take a deep breath sa lahat ng mga gagawin mo din siguro kapag na-overwhelm ka na doon um, sa mga feelings or sa mga emotions na nararamdaman mo in doing that stressful task. And of course, know your priority. Ano ba talaga yung priority mo? Ang gawin yung final requirement mo or mag-cellphone lang? No, yung mga ganyan ba? Go out with friends or mag-study? No, and know your ikigai. No, you know that ikigai? Ikigai is from it blends into words. No, the iki means to live, and gai means to reason. No, so in translation, meaning ikigai is a reason to live. So it is actually a Japanese term. It will encourage you to discover what truly matters to you, and you will live a life that is filled with purpose and joy. So in everything that you do, find your ikigai. What truly matters to you at this moment, or sa existence mo, no, na kung saan nagkakaroon ka ng purpose and joy of doing that. All right, thank you everyone. Please be ready to sa exam natin, and for your one half crosswise, submit nyo siya kapag nag-meet tayo sa classroom. Maybe if you are the MWF classes, um, exam kayo on Wednesday, December 11. So, doon nyo isa-submit yung one half crosswise ninyo. And for my TTH classes, Tuesday yung exam natin. And doon nyo din isa-submit yung one half crosswise ninyo. Thank you everyone. Nice meeting you all. And God bless. Kung may mga kulang pa kayo sa akin, I will accept late at outputs until December 11 lang po. Ha? Yung mga video reports ninyo, your assignments sa Google Classroom, yung mga quizzes, of course, hindi na yun mako-cope up, no? Except lang if you are excused at that time, nagkasakit kayo or nagkaroon kayo ng school activities. And please, our major activities are pagsibol, spiritual activity, and ano yung isa, yung alam yung physical, yung survey, yung send kayo ng video sa akin. So yun yung parang major ano din natin, activities na pinagawa ko sa inyo. And the 100-point reporting. Okay. I think that's all. Thank you and God bless.